don't know why I let y'all convince me to continue to look into the Great Lake, but after seeing what is at the bottom of Lake Superior, I should have known that I would get thalassophobia looking into Lake Erie. But y'all better know I love you because I did it for you. Let's talk about Lake Erie. I am disturbed by how many lakes are just so cold that the bodies at the bottom of them are perfectly preserved and looking up at the top. Like there's literally mad bodies at the bottom, just like perfectly, like cryogenically frozen at this point, staring at the top like this. I'm trying to give y'all a visual like this. What's crazy is that's not even the worst of it. Y'all know that there is a large sea serpent that has been reported to be slithering around in the water in Lake Erie for over 200 years. Indigenous people, locals of that area, even to this day, crewmen, people that have been on ships, they have all reported seeing a giant sea monster in there. Listen, one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm so good on that. There have been sightings of ghost ships, like they see wooden ships in the fog at night. It's to the point that some people, like some crew members of ships that have gotten temporarily lost in those lakes, they won't even go back out there. Just like Lake Superior, people constantly hear voices in the fog. And the Navy, the literal Navy, has reported seeing UAPs and UFOs, like literally lights hovering over the water, strange noises and figures under the deep when they're sailing around. What about the fact that the fog is so thick that it's almost like intentionally keeping people lost out there? It's like nature works together with the fog because the waves literally change direction so that the ship itself is technically trapped right in its place, like stagnant through a storm. And this has caused many people to lose their lives in that lake. Okay, so we literally have no idea how many shipwrecks there actually have been besides the ones that were reported, because there have been ships that have vanished, just vanished, and nobody knows where they are. No one. Wasn't it like Lake Michigan or something where it was like flight 2501, some random Northwest Airlines flight just flew into the air and never came back and nobody's ever found? I think it was Lake Michigan. Yeah, nobody ever found what happened to them. They never found the plane. But then randomly, I know we're talking about Lake Erie right now, but I forgot to tell you guys this in the last video. Randomly, they found there was 58 passengers that were just gone. No body parts, no nothing. And then years later, they found 2 mass grave sites with bodies identified as the passengers on the plane, but no plane. So how did the bodies get there? And who dug the mass grave? Y'all, don't get me yapping on this because I'll talk about it all night and I will stay up all night. Anyway, as always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below if we should continue this Great Lake series. 10,503 of giving myself self-inflicted thalassophobia. Let's get into it. In one of my last videos, we spoke about Lake Michigan. People love to write off Lake Michigan because it's just a great lake. That thing is like an ocean, okay? And there have been so many creepy things that have happened in that place. First of all, let's talk about the fact that there's a whole triangle, like a paranormal triangle between Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Ludington, Michigan, and Benton Harbor, Michigan. People that sail out there have reported, multiple people have reported time distortion, compass malfunctions, and then there was a ship that disappeared for a moment in 1937 and the captain got so spooked, like he wouldn't speak of what happened to him that night, and he said he would never sail in Lake Michigan again at night, but won't say why. And that's not all. That's not all. In 1921, there was a ship called Roosevelt that was found floating upside down with no marks, no damage, nothing. There wasn't a storm. The entire crew was gone. Nobody knew where they went. There was no trace of them at all. There was no signs of struggle. Even the food was still intact. Like the ship was upside down and the food was still intact. Like, what? In the 1800s, there were multiple accounts of people seeing an eel-like serpent with horns, and it was massive, floating around Lake Michigan. And this wasn't like lore, like it was multiple people that saw this sighting. And also, if you like your sanity, don't look up what is at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Just don't do it. There have been 1,500 shipwrecks in that lake. 1,500, okay? And divers have reported seeing shadows in the ships that are at the bottom and doors closing behind them. There's also something called rogue waves. They're like waves that don't make any scientific sense. There's no storm, no pole, nothing that makes them into these giant, massive waves that sweep people off of piers, like literally will take people into the water. And there have been fogs so thick that planes have gotten lost. And there was also a Northwest Airline plane that just vanished into thin air. And people have also reported hearing whispers and voices in the fog. I think that's all I need to tell you. That's all I need to tell you for you to have at least a smidgen of thalassophobia. Yeah, this is very random, but y'all know when I got my big bonnet on, I do a lot of thinking. As always, make sure you like and follow and let me know if I should go through each of the lakes. I'm going to do Lake Superior next, I think. Maybe. I don't know why I let y'all convince me to keep looking into the Great Lakes, because now I'm creeped out and it's like 11 p.m. Let's talk about it, because y'all gonna have to be creeped out with me. We are gonna be talking about Lake Huron. I'm gonna say Huron. I don't know, y'all. Lake Huron. I really feel like I'm saying that wrong. Lake Huron is really creepy because it's literally called the graveyard of the Great Lakes. Why? Because over 1,000 shipwrecks have happened. Let me tell you guys why. Apparently, multiple ships have reported seeing ghost ships that throw them off their course, and there's also time distortions. A lot of the lakes apparently have time distortion. A creepy legend about Lake Huron is the ghost of Minnie Quay. In 1876, a 15-year-old girl had a boyfriend that was on a ship and it became a shipwreck. He didn't make it, and she was so distraught that she threw herself into the lake and unalived herself. Now, multiple people, mind you, this isn't just some like little legend. Multiple people, even tourists, have said that they've heard wailing and crying that sounds like a young girl beckoning them to the water at night. Excuse me while I hide in my snuggie, because that is really creepy. Now, the indigenous people there have a legend, and this legend isn't just seen by indigenous people. Other people have reported saying that they see it too. The Anishinaabe people have a legend of an underwater panther called the Mishipeshu. It's basically a horned, scaled underwater panther that guards the lake, and it's said that if you smoke tobacco in the lake or litter in any way, that's when the lake will take you. Now, the indigenous people say it's a panther, but the people that are tourists or other people that are not indigenous that have said they've seen something, they describe it as a sea serpent. So what it is, we'll never know, and honestly, I'm good not knowing. People have seen strange lights over the waters, strange unidentified objects over the waters that emerge from the waters. There are ancient structures that are thousands of years old just at the bottom of there, but that's neither here nor there, because most bodies of water have ancient structures under them. And this is scientific, this next one, but it's also something that will really freak me out, is the fact that it's so cold that the bodies at the bottom are perfectly preserved and looking up to the surface. So like, if you dip your toesies in there, yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I'm good. Anyway, y'all, as always, make sure you like and follow and tell me if you want me to keep this Great Lakes series going.